Hey guys, what's up? Summer11 here. It's been such a long time since my last Steven Universe review. Steven Universe is back with a new special and the beginning of Season 3. This special is called Steven Universe In Too Deep, and they picked a pretty good episode to return on. I wish this show had new episodes all the time, like other series on Cartoon Network though, but it's whatever. This show has more story, so I'm kind of okay with it taking a few breaks, but it's been such a long time, and I really wish the show was just on consistently like everything else. And it's just been too long without my Steven Universe fix. So, with that all out of the way, welcome to my review of Steven Universe Episode 78, Super Watermelon Island. Now, in this episode, we get the full fight of Alexandrite versus Malachite, and while this fight was awesome, I think the beginning of the episode was equally good. The episode starts off with a Watermelon Steven, and we kind of get to see the society that the Watermelons have created on an island called Mast Island. And actually, we've seen this island a few times in the series. Steven, Sadie, and Lars were actually on this island when they got lost. I forgot exactly what happened. I don't know if they got on a warp pad and got lost on the island, but somehow they got lost on this island, and it was Mast Island. I looked it up, so yeah. And I thought the entire part of the episode with the Watermelon Stevens, I thought that was kind of artistic in a way, because we didn't really get any speaking besides the watermelons making sounds and everything. And I think the whole episode could have just been like this, and I wouldn't mind it at all, because I just really liked that part of the episode. I thought that part of the episode was really good. So, we have an elder watermelon, I guess that's what I'm going to call it. An elder watermelon calls everyone to the center of the village after a sound is made when a Watermelon Steven hits a gong. And they do some sort of ritual or prayer, but the Watermelon Steven that we've been following so far, you know, like I guess the main Watermelon Steven, he doesn't do the ritual, which is putting your arm up to your nose or your face or something like that, and he's picked as a sacrifice. And this is where the society seemed a little messed up. I don't know. They put like a star on his chest, and then they had him stand on the edge of this cliff and like stick his arms out. So then Malachite returns from the sea and ends up eating the Watermelon Steven. And then we shift over to the gems, and we learn that Steven can control a Watermelon Steven while sleeping. And he tells the gems of Malachite, and then they head over there. And I don't know if it's that I haven't seen the show in a while or not, but the voice acting in this episode seemed a little awkward to me. Like when the gems, really it was just like the gems in general, but like the one scene where they're talking about going to the warp pad, I don't know, that seemed a little awkward. It seemed like they were trying to make that situation like comedic or something. I don't know, the voice acting seemed a little weird there. So then Steven decides to help the gems by sleeping and going into another Watermelon Steven, and it's so weird because one of the Watermelon Stevens is just like playing around with the other ones, and he just falls over as Steven takes over. And does that mean that the Watermelon Steven died, or it just lost consciousness forever? Like, I don't know. So the gems, they do a dance and they form Alexandrite, and Malachite escapes from her chains, and then the fight is on. And I don't know if this is common knowledge or not, but the fusions are able to use abilities of the lesser fusions, I guess, or their base forms, pretty much. So Alexandrite can use all the weapons of the many fusions of the crystal gems, and Malachite can use Lapis's water control and Jasper's helmet. So could Alexandrite use the weapons of the gems at their base form? That's what I was wondering about. And if this is common knowledge, I'm sorry, but I've forgotten. It's been such a long time since this show, and I actually had to look up what happened to the Watermelon Stevens and why they were on Mast Island, because I was, you know, I was like, oh, you know, when I saw the clip, I was like, oh, the Watermelon Stevens, I thought like Steven had created those or something for like a big battle. It's like, no, nope. These are the ones from the episode way back then when they had an episode with Steven and the Watermelon Stevens and them going crazy and everything. So, I don't know, I'm forgetting details about the show. I'm gonna have to rewatch some episodes. But as the fight between the fusions is going on, Steven inspires the other watermelons to join in the fight. And it was different because as they were leaving for war, it showed a female watermelon leaving her family behind, you know, the husband and the child, I believe, and they were shown earlier in the episode. And the show always does things like this. They always do things differently, and I think that's cool. And Alexandrite's fusion is starting to break apart, and Malachite thanks them for showing her fusion. The Watermelon Stevens begin their attack, which gives Alexandrite time to escape, and Malachite starts killing the Watermelon Stevens, and I almost feel bad for them. I don't know, it just seemed a little weird, you know, just her like killing Watermelon Stevens and stuff. I mean, I know they're not like actual people, but still, you kind of feel bad for them. And then the fight ends with Alexandrite using her bow to shoot Malachite out of the sky, destroying the fusion, and then the gems power down and thank Steven. But the island starts to break, and then the sea starts to shake, and there's like a crack in the island. So the gems are able to save Lapiz, but then Jasper falls into the crack and into the cluster most likely, or somewhere near the cluster. And the gems can't make it back in time, so the cluster situation is up to Steven and Peridot. And this was a good episode, no doubt, but I think the leaks may have lessened my excitement for the episode. Anyways, guys, what do you think will happen next? And are you enjoying having the show once a week again? Or would you prefer the Steven Bomb format? I don't know. Tell me all that in the comments. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you like my content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and like me on Facebook. The links are below. I'm Sermo11. See you next time, and peace out.